lazily made baking soda volcanoes. Come on guys, we can do better than this. My name is Ben Southwick and this is Professor Ben, a show where I try to teach you a little bit more about science. Today's episode is going to be on the scientific method. Okay, so if you've had any kind of science class or project ever, you've probably heard of the scientific method. But based on the alarming number of potato batteries and papier-mâché volcanoes, not everyone knows how to use it. The scientific method is really what makes the difference between an experiment and a demonstration. With a demonstration, you're not really learning anything, you're just taking information you already know and showing it off to everyone else, like putting baking soda and vinegar in a volcano and seeing what happens. Come on guys, we all know what's gonna happen. Meanwhile, with an experiment, you can actually learn something because you're using data that you don't have yet to draw a conclusion that you might not know. And at the heart of every experiment are the 6 steps to the scientific method. Step 1. Ask a question. If you have any curiosity in you whatsoever, you've probably asked some questions about the world around you, like, what soda is everyone's favorite? Why do some cars get hotter than others in the sun? Or what is the effect of gravity on the passage of time as one approaches a singularity in space? It doesn't matter what the question is, all you have to do is be curious. Step 2. Background research. Before you begin testing, you should understand what goes into your experiment. Try to get a strong grasp of the scientific, social, or even historical principles of what you'll be testing. This will help you outline how you'll perform your experiment, as well as inform you of any potential problems or hazards you'll face later on. It's as easy as going to the local library or just looking it up online. Step 3. Construct your hypothesis. This part is easy. All you have to do is take what you know and predict what you think the outcome of the experiment will be. You don't need to worry too much about being right or wrong, just as long as you think that the experiment will go one way or another. Step 4. Testing your hypothesis. This part is by far the most fun and interesting part of the scientific method, because you actually get to see the science in action. You can test your variables and really figure out what's going on. You might see some plants growing, or you might see some giant mushroom cloud. I hope not. You shouldn't see a mushroom cloud. The point is, this is where the real meat of the experiment is. Step 5. Analyzing your data and drawing a conclusion. This is the part where you take the results from your experiment and figure out exactly what they mean. A helpful tool for analyzing your data can be a chart or graph. This will help you visualize the numbers and identify any patterns that you might have missed at first glance. After you analyze your data, you can draw a conclusion. This can be as simple as answering your research question. Did the project go as planned? Did your hypothesis match the data? Remember that even if your hypothesis is completely different from the data, it's not a failed experiment. Sometimes the best experiments are the ones where the hypothesis was wrong, because that's where you learn the most. Step 6. Communicating your results. Now that you've got your experiment all finished, you want to tell everyone just what your results were. Now in the scientific community, that means publishing a journal and documenting your experiment, that way everyone can read and cross-check it. But communicating your results can be as simple as putting your experiment on some poster board and showing it off at a science fair. The important thing is that you get the word out there about what you did. Alright everyone, that was the 6 steps to the scientific method. I hope you're all ready to do your own experiments and stay away from the cliché papier-mâché volcanoes now. I also hope you enjoyed the first episode of Professor Ben, and I look forward to sharing more knowledge with you in the future. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, concerns, or suggestions, please leave a comment below.